Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, sharpshooters. My name is Deadshot, and today we are back again for part 3 of my new 6-part series, 6 Secrets to Survivability in Warframe. If you missed the last 2 parts, they are going to be included in the playlist that I have created, which is going to be titled 6 Secrets to Survivability. So go ahead and give those last 2 videos a watch as well, as those are going to be on shield gating and shield tanking. Today we are going to be covering invisibility, as straightforward as it seems. You know, if you can't be seen, you can't get hit. It is still something that Warframe has been adding different components to allow for more diversified and more beneficial invisibility build. Talking about that, we'll go over a couple of components here that they've added, mainly being Arcane Crept Secular, and that is while invisible, you gain 30% ability strength and 3 times final critical damage. Really useful for those super high crit builds. If you're hitting those red tier crits all the time, that is going to be adding a lot of extra damage to your overall DPS. We have the option to use Spectral Serration, which is going to give you double the amount of damage that a regular Serration will do, but the caveat being you have to be invisible in order for that damage to trigger, which is not too bad considering that we have a plethora of ways to make ourselves invisible, one of which being Unseen Dread, which allows you to become invisible for 5 seconds when you strike 3 or more enemies with a single projectile, and you deal 175% more critical damage while holding Dread and invisible, which is extra great. So that's going to be lots of overall critical damage that you can add to your builds, as well as we were also given Sight 9, which good old Sight 9 gives us the Evade helmet swap, which allows you to basically make any Warframe become invisible, which is super useful, which then allows you to make better use of the Dread and those 2 mods. We're also going to be taking advantage of things or companions like Shade, as Shade not only can be non-aggressive towards your enemies, such as in the case of Revenge, where it says the Sentinel will not attack an enemy unless that enemy has attacked the Sentinel's master, which is super useful if you're trying to be super stealthy. He won't attack unless you physically take damage to your Warframe. So that means he won't break your stealth and he won't be getting attacked by the enemies that are around. And we also have Guardian. Sorry, not Guardian, Ghost. Which also cloaks the owner when enemies are within 24 meters, and the cloak is disrupted if the owner attacks. So as long as you're not attacking enemies when Shade cloaks you, you will be able to be invisible and have all your full movement speed and movement abilities while invisible. Super useful, especially if you're running a Warframe like Ivara, who receives a bit of a movement debuff when you are invisible. That's band-aided a little bit by Infiltrate, which allows you to buff that movement speed based on your ability strength, but even still, it's not phenomenal. Right, you're still kind of capped at what feels like barely walking pace when it comes to the overall speed and dynamic of Warframe. But I find that it's not bad when it comes to slowing down and just taking a minute to get through a mission carefully and, you know, not having to rush things all the time. Because in Warframe, we're doing that a lot. We often are rushing our way through missions. So it's nice to slow down every once in a while and just take your time to get through a mission carefully. Alright, so in the meantime, we're going to simulate some enemies. Levels 230. Steel path scaling with their AI on. And you can see they can't shoot what they can't see, so we can just take some easy pot shots at them, hit some damage. So invisibility is pretty straightforward, but it's a lot of fun when you get builds together that utilize invisibility correctly, and when you do it, you're usually pretty unbothered through the missions that you do. But that is gonna do it for me for today. There's really not much to it. It's very simple, very straightforward. Invisibility is very useful, and I think it's one of those things that's often underutilized in this game because of how limited it can appear to be at times. All right, but as long as you're somebody who can even hit headshots semi-regularly, if you're invisible, it makes it so much easier, and then you can take advantage of things like even evade. Like, it's pretty easy to if it's pretty easy to hit headshots for you, it's going to be easy to maintain something like evade. Right, like I have on Volt here. Right, and then you can not as much damage as I was hoping for, but whatever. Alright, that's gonna do it for me for today, folks. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give the video a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you want to see more from me and my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video, as my schedule can be a bit all over the place, be sure to hit that bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Deadshot, over and out.